Andrew Cuomo, what a loser.
Andrew Cuomo shaking up the New York City mayoral race, announcing plans to run as an independent. The change comes after a double-digit loss to Democrat Socialist Zohan Mamdani.
I am definitely convinced that Andrew Cuomo is working with Mamdani so Mamdani can become the mayor of New York City, because there's absolutely no rationale why Andrew Cuomo wants to remain in the race. Andrew Cuomo, with millions of dollars, could not even beat Mamdani, a guy nobody knew who he was. 33-year-old with no experience. He is a socialist. Andrew Cuomo could not even beat him. And now Andrew wants to stay in the race. Now, we don't like Eric Adams, but as of right now, we all know Eric Adams is the only person that could save New York City. It's not Mamdani. It's certainly not Andrew Cuomo.
The fight to save our city isn't over, and I am in it to win it. My opponent, Mr. Mamdani, offers slick slogans, but no real solutions.
What a loser. Take the L, Andrew Cuomo. New York has turned the page on you.
Here to discuss is American Values PAC spokeswoman Caitlin Sinclair. Caitlin, thanks for being here. While that may be true, what Cuomo just said, that Mamdani is sort of an empty vessel when it comes to slogans versus what he can ultimately do, Cuomo staying in this race from an electoral perspective basically hands the win to Mamdani.
100%, and that's why I'm convinced Andrew is working with Mamdani.
As someone who lives here, how worrisome is this latest development to you?
Extremely worrisome that this is all about ego, Todd. You know, the only thing more exhausting than people who walk slow on the streets of New York City is Andrew Cuomo's ego. He is like a political zombie, a man that won't go away. Nobody wants him. And this man is now trying to run New York City as if he did not already wreck New York State. Does he think New Yorkers at home just forgot who he was? The same man, Todd, that lied about the death tolls of 15,000 senior citizens that died on his watch, then continued to write a book and go on tour as his entire state was still on lockdown, and somehow still found the time to allegedly harass a woman in the workplace. So he is multitasker of the year. But guess what? New Yorkers have not forgotten. They have not forgotten who this is. And I think we can stop pretending that he is running for the good of the people, as he says. This has nothing to do with serving the people. I believe that Andrew Cuomo is only running because he cannot stand that his legacy has gone down to a headline and a scandal. This has nothing to do with redemption, because as you just alluded to, if it was, he wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do this to his party, to the people, because this splits the votes. This does not help us. This is about ego. And because of Andrew Cuomo's ego, I think New Yorkers will be pretty upset if we hand this election to a communist.
This is the playbook of the Democrats. President Biden knew he had no chance of winning the election in 2024. However, he stayed in the race until the last minute. He remained in the race until the American people got to see the truth. And then he handpicked Kamala Harris to go in the general election. What an insult to democracy. Their ego, this is exactly what's stopping them from actually achieving anything for their party, and that's why they never learn. If you realize some of the reasons they lost the election, not only because Kamala Harris was incompetent, but it's because they were not running on policies. If you look at some of the policies, they want men to play in women's sports, they want men to go to girls' battle, things that make absolutely no sense. And the American people over and over again reject those ridiculous ideologies. However, the Democrats, their ego, they can't accept the reality. They cannot accept what the American people are saying. They continue to run on those same woke leftist ideologies.
Yeah, I think of those three individuals, Curtis Sliwa, Andrew Cuomo, and Eric Adams, you really can only have one. You can't have two. You definitely can't have three. You need one going up against Mamdani. Otherwise, you're going to get nuggets like this for the next 4 years. Let's take a listen to how he is blaming Trump for declining tourism in New York City. Watch.
We know that his policies, they are not just disappearing our neighbors, detaining our friends. They are also turning the world away from our city. The rapid decline of tourists coming to this city is an issue not simply for us living up to our word as a city that welcomes the world, but it's one that has very real economic impact.
Of course, Caitlin, it has nothing to do with homeless all over the city or the fact that crime in the subway is still bad.
This is a classic sign of Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, everything seems to still be Donald Trump's fault somehow, Todd. Guess what? New Yorkers aren't falling for it.
How much more time does the Democratic Party need to realize anti-Trump is not going to work? It did not work in the past. It's not going to work in the future. And it's certainly not working right now. You need to run on real policies, on real issues. You need to listen to what the American people are saying and deliver. This is exactly what President Trump did. President Trump, during the election, he said, listen, this is what we're going to do for the immigration crisis. We're going to shut down the border. We're going to secure the border. Guess what? In less than 100 days, President Trump reduced the amount of illegal migrants coming to this country by 95%. In less than 100 days. 95%, right? So the idea that you're gonna continue to run on anti-Trump is like, yo, we got to see the results under President Trump, and we got to see the results under President Biden. And guess what? The American people, we are not blind to see. You know what? Keep President Biden on the side. Matter of fact, keep the whole Democratic Party on the side. Give us people that are working for the American people. Give us results. And that's exactly what's happening. And the Democrats, they don't know what to do with themselves. Now, let's take a look at the poll here, guys. Obviously, Zohan Mamdani is all the way winning, right? Andrew Cuomo, you need to step aside because you already lost. You already lost. Take the L. Now, we must say it's not looking good for Eric Adams, right? Eric Adams, 11%, even though, polling, it's not as accurate. But so Curtis, this is what we need to talk about. Curtis, we like you. We would love to see a Republican mayor in New York City, but we got more time. We got more work to do. New York City is too woke and too liberal to elect, to make a wise decision and elect a Republican mayor. So Curtis, first thing you're going to have to do right here is endorse Eric Adams. When you endorse Eric Adams, now Eric Adams is going to have about the same with Andrew Cuomo as 25%. And then for everybody to tell Andrew Cuomo, listen, you need to step aside. Because you just lost. People of New York, they already told you, we don't want you, we don't trust you, you destroyed this city. You made millions of dollars selling books, selling false narrative of what you were doing when you were in charge of this COVID situation in New York. You are responsible for the loss of lives of thousands of elderly people. You need to step aside, get out of the way. Your time is up. And then for everybody in New York to say, you know what, we don't like Eric Adams. However, he's the best we got for now in order to save this great city. It is bad when Eric Adams is the only person that can save you. Eric Adams, the guy that called all illegal migrants to come to New York City. He said, New York City welcomes you. That was Eric Adams' words. And now, sadly, unfortunately, Eric Adams right now is the only person that can save New York City from a socialist. Now, it is bad. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching. I'm so invested in this election happening in November for mayor of New York City. I'm invested and intrigued to see what Curtis and Andrew Cuomo, what are they going to do in the next 1 to 2 weeks coming. We cannot ask Eric Adams to step aside. He is the current mayor, so he deserves his shot. And honestly, for the past few months, he's been using common sense, to support President Trump with all these illegal migrants in New York. So I think Eric Adams right now is the best we got. But you guys let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Let me know if you believe Curtis should remain in the race. I don't think so. Let me know, and then I'll see you guys in the next video, because again, we cannot elect a socialist/communist to run the greatest city we have in this great country. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.